How's it going, everybody? Level and Diecast. Hope you're having a great day today. We are going to unbox some of this Greenlight that I recently picked up. This is Vintage Ad Cars, series number 5. This is the first model. This is the only casting in the set that I do not collect. So I want to showcase this, but I will not crack this guy open. But he looks pretty good. Got a Screaming Eagle on the hood. Looks pretty good. So if this guy had the shell on it, I might keep him, might crack him open. They do make one with a shell, but unfortunately not one that I collect. Some more deets on the back. You will see the list there of the models included. Everything else we are definitely going to crack open. This is the 1984 Jeep Cherokee. This is probably going to be the best version released thus far. So this guy's going to be pretty fantastic to open up. A model that might be pretty popular with the general genre of collectors these days for JDM and whatnot. This is the Datsun 510. This guy is just 100% stock, regular, nothing fancy with him. Looks super, super good. Very, very nice to get just a regular version. Does have a under our sedan body. Lurks a secret sports car, it says. Interesting. Interesting. Another model we got here that we're going to crack open. This is the Austin Mini Cooper S. This is 1967. This thing is tiny, 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 tiny. Such a tiny, tiny casting from Greenlight, which is very, very appropriate. Got it racing there in the background. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Another one. This is a very, very nice one. The Willys Jeep. This guy looks really, really good in just tan with some disc hub details. Looks pretty good. There's the ad in the back. The quote-unquote universal Jeep. Jeep. Take a look at this guy too. This is the 83 Chevy S10. They call it the Maxi Cab, but you know, this is the same casting that Greenlight's using for all the GMC and Sonoma S10, all that good stuff, extended beds, or extended cabs, I should say. More than twice the towing power of any import pickup. So I don't really think that was a massive selling point back in the day, because import trucks were not really for towing or whatnot. So let's get to chop and get to the good stuff. All right, guys, in no particular order, we're just going to kick this off. We are going to start with the 1967 Morris Mini Cooper S. We have seen roughly about 7 decos on this guy thus far. He is in Hot Hatches, the first series, coming out in Hot Hatches Series 2. We also saw this guy decoed up for the Italian job in the Hollywood releases. And he also made an appearance in the Garbage Pail Kids series. So Greenlight's not used this casting all that much, although it is teeny tiny. Uses very, very little parts. I mean, very little material, I should say. This guy looks pretty good, though. It's kind of like a lighter mint green type of color. It's got white on the roof. 53 is the number plaque. Got that on the both doors and on the hood. This guy is right-hand drive. It has separate bumper pieces in chrome. Looks pretty good. Full front and rear tampo. Obviously, tampo around the windows. I mean, it's Greenlight. It's Greenlight. It's going to have all the good deets. Taking a look at the base. Flip him over the right way. This guy is metal base and all that good stuff. So right underneath where it says Morris Mini, that is the number. Try to get that in the reflection. Looks like it might be like maybe 1404, 1104. Definitely somewhere around there. So it's a decent number. Very interesting to see that this guy is actually tooled up to accept a tow hitch, which is absolutely ridiculous. But nonetheless, he can hack a tow hitch if that's what they decide they want to do. Those teeny, tiny tires, so tiny. And then no plate detail on the back. Does have the stripes on the tail lights though, because you know it's a race car version. It's a race car version. So that guy looks pretty good. Flipping the script a little bit. from such a tiny little Morris Mini. We're going to pull up the 84 S10 Maxi Cab in black with red on the bottom. Does have red interior. Got that awesome Chevy print on the tailgate. Looks pretty good. Guy has separate pieces for front and rear bumper. They are chrome. Awesome Chevy wheels on there. They are printed. I'll pull that up in a minute. The wheels don't look that great because the print's not that great. But we'll take a look at that. All that awesome detail on the front. There's a lot of tempo print in there. This guy does not have anything that does anything. The tailgate doesn't fold down. The hood doesn't open. But that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. You know, I don't know if Greenlight's ever going to do one that has an opening tailgate. You guys know that Auto World pretty much does that with every truck they've made, which is pretty nice. And they even have hoods open too. So a little dual action. This guy looks pretty good though. I really do like this guy. The mirrors are molded into the body. So the mirrors are metal. You see all that residue that you get from Greenlight. You can see all of it on there. It does wipe off good. Actually gives it quite a bit of a shine. Not too bad. It's almost like wax right out of the box. It's a good casting. It is, the bed is a separate piece. It is molded on there separately, which is pretty nice. You can see the number up there in the corner. Try to get the right reflection. It's definitely a very low number. See if we can get it in there. Looks like it might be 9, 10 maybe. There's no way it's just 10. This might be just number 10. That is just number 10. Look at that. Number 10. That is an extremely low number. But a little fun fact, that is not the lowest number I've ever seen in my collection. Obviously, I've seen people that have number 1, but I do have some in my collection that are number 3 and number 5. So 3 is the lowest number I've seen. Looking at the front, Dietz looks good. Really, really good. Like all that Tampo print in there. You can't make out the Chevy symbol in the grill because it's so tiny, but it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty cool. As far as the wheels I was mentioning, so there is black print on the top of those wheels. And you can see it's not that great. You see on the back wheel, it almost makes it look like it's out of focus, but it's actually not. So it's a little frustrating. This side's not quite any better. You know, they're still pretty bad. But I'm assuming if that was printed very appropriately, it would look good. It would look really, really good. It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's a pretty good model. And just in case you guys were wondering, this guy is tooled up for a hitch, but he doesn't have a hitch. Doesn't have a hitch. Going for some flavor that I think a lot of you guys are going to like. This is the Datsun 510. It is 1972. This is the 2-door. Greenlight did such a good casting on this. They've made a billion versions of Datsun so far. They also have a 4-door version as well. So they've done quite a few of them. Probably between the 2 and the 4-door, they've done over 20 different versions. So they've definitely got their money's worth out of this casting. This casting's pretty nice because he does have opening hood. We'll show you here just in 1 second. It does have just super base stock. Got the white stripe on the tires. Definitely back in the day flavor for sure. Taking a look at the base Dietz. 1972 Datsun 510. Number 4348. It's a pretty high number. Pretty high number. Like I said, this guy does have opening hood. Works very, very well. This one doesn't open particularly far, but got nice engine detail in there. You can tell this is base model. If this was a racing version, there definitely would be different motor parts in there. But there it's 2 separate pieces. You got the block and then the air cleaner, which is pretty nice. Looks pretty good. This guy's simple Tampo prints, nothing crazy. The white stripe around the rear tires, pretty far off, but that's not a big deal. Does have lensed taillights. There are no plate prints on it. And then just Dietz on each side. Does say Datsun on the fender. Looks pretty good. And then it does have the vents on the roof or on the top there painted up with the windshield wipers. It is left-hand drive, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We're going to move into a couple Jeeps now because, you know, there's a couple Jeeps in here. We're going to start with the MB Willys Jeep. This is a civilian version. Looks pretty good. It is in a... It's almost like a... man, it's difficult to tell. It's not tan. It looks tan in the package. It's definitely not tan. It's crossed between like really light tan and like a brownish beigeish kind of color. It's very difficult to pinpoint it, but you can see that the seats are brown. They're just regular brown. There is quite a bit of detail on this casting. Looks pretty good. A lot of detail on the interior. Windshield does not fold down or nothing like that. Does have spare tire on the back. Looks pretty good. This guy does not have any opening features or moving parts. Great details on the front. Looks very good. One thing I like about this casting in particular, it's hard to tell from the bottom here, but there's an actual frame and then the body sits on it. So it's actually a very, very appropriate, nicely done up casting. Very, very nice. If you look at the oil pan there, 1638 looks like is my number. Super, super skinny, tiny tires. Super skinny. But that's definitely appropriate. And then you just got your jerry can on the back. Looks pretty good. Couple of tampo prints for your lights. So not too bad. Not too bad. It does have the windshields painted up around the top. Looks pretty good. Just have an integrated horn right there on the fender as well. So there's quite a few differences between this guy and the military versions they've done. So it's nice to see that they have all those mixtures and stuff in there, those variations and whatnot. Pretty nice. All right, we're going to go on to the best one of the bunch. This is the 84 Jeep. This guy looks ridiculous. Definitely the best of the whole bunch. As a matter of fact, in my personal opinion, this is the best deco they've done on this casting to date. In any version, in any trim, in any style of this particular casting. There's many versions of this, so just so you guys know, facelifted ones that carried all the way through the late 90s. Greenlight uses the same basic casting. They just make some changes for lights and stuff like that. They're actually very good at that. I have touched base with that on some previous videos as well. But this guy is just really top notch. This is just insane. Now, in case you guys are not aware, Hot Wheels is also doing this era of Jeep this year in the main line. But it's going to be a little bit off-roady style, and of course it's going to have Hot Wheels flavor to it. So this is the best you're going to get in realistic deco. Johnny Lightning has also done this particular model of Jeep, and they've done a very, very good casting on it as well. But I think Greenlight has brought in some very nice, fresh take to it. The wheels are amazing. Those are Jeep wheels, 100% through and through. Perfectly sized. It says Cherokee Chief on the side. Cherokee on the fender. Looks great. Tempos look good. 4x4 on the rear quarter panel there. Looks very, very nice. Probably my favorite feature of it is the integrated fog lights in there. Look amazing. Grill looks good. Print looks good. Does have this awesome black stripe on the hood with your Jeep logo in there. Looks fantastic. The mirrors are painted black. They are part of the body, so you ain't got to worry about breaking those off or nothing. Just such a good casting. You know, there's a lot of good details in here. All the red you see through the A, B, C, and D pillars, those are all metal. That's all part of the casting. Just, man, Greenlight is just really taking this guy up a notch. Like, I just can't say enough good stuff about him. Taking a look at the deets in the back, 2.8 liter V6, I think is what it is. 2.6, 2.8. Jeep says Cherokee Chief on the back. Looks very, very good. Again, no plate details. So I wonder if they're just omitting that stuff. This guy is, of course, tooled up for a tow hitch, although he does not include a tow hitch. The number is right there on the tank. Very, very difficult to try to see that. The etching is very light on it. It's definitely 4 digits though. Maybe 1605, 1805 maybe. Very, 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 very difficult to see that. But it looks pretty good. It does have the axles on the base, which is a very nice construction. It's just such a good casting, man. It's such a good casting. So we're going to set that guy there. This is like the mixture of tiny castings from Greenlight. We're going to put the Datsun. We're going to have our Mini Cooper. And then we're going to throw the S10. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You can almost put the Mini Cooper in the bed of the S10. It's so tiny. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So there you go. That is the round robin with, of course, the El Camino. That is your Vintage Ahead Cars Series 5. Very, very nice selection. A great selection of models. It looks like Greenlight is definitely getting their quality back under control. I've had very good luck lately. You know, for a minute there, it was a little rough. But let me know what you guys think about these. Let me know what you guys like about these castings or not. Let me know if you're going to pick these up. And I'll just tell you what, this Cherokee Chief, primo. So we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Level in Diecast. Peace.